Welcome. It is an absolutely glorious day here at the University of Findlay, and we are going to give weather credits to our lead donors who helped make this possible. So Joe and Judith, thank you for making sure the sun shines down on us. We're so pleased that we have such a great group today to help us dedicate and open this very important achievement, the Joseph and Judith Conda Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Mathematics Education Center, or what we refer to fondly as the Conda STEAM Center. So, can you hear okay? All right. Okay. So my name is Marcia Ladd. I serve as Vice President for Advancement here at University of Findlay. Can you hear now? Yes. All right. Tyson's giving me a thumbs up. This is good. We believe that this is the first university museum in the Midwest to have a STEAM center. And Ben Sapp has done exhaustive research on this. So. And we couldn't be more proud, particularly as we've partnered with our friends at the Findlay City Schools. The Conda STEAM Center is the first capital project to be funded early in our comprehensive campaign, and we deeply appreciate the generosity of all of those who have helped make this possible. And I know lots of you are here, and we'll all hear more about that later. But a heartfelt thank you. It's a terrific public-private partnership. Before we introduce our speakers today, there are several individuals who I want to acknowledge for their contributions in making this center possible. The architectural, and I'd ask that you hold your applause till they've all been mentioned. The architectural and design firm of RCM, which is local here. The Ohio Facilities Commission, and I know Jessica DeLong, I saw her here. Helms Construction, which served as the general contractor, and our own facilities staff under the direction of Orion Jones. Would any representatives from these organizations please stand now and be recognized? Thank you. We hope that you had as much fun working on this as what we're going to have using it. We have several speakers this morning, and at the conclusion of their remarks, we will have the ribbon cutting. Now, a couple of housekeeping items. When we are outside, you don't need to wear your mask unless you wish. Inside all buildings, the University of Findlay requests that you do have a mask on. That is what we require of all of our students, faculty, and staff in an effort to keep everyone safe. And if you forgot to bring one, Aaron and Kelly at the check-in table have an abundant supply. So many thanks for noting that. To begin the program at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who actually doesn't need an introduction. She leads us well every day, our president, Dr. Catherine Fell.
Thank you, Marcia, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our ribbon-cutting ceremony today. The Joseph and Judith Conda STEAM Education Center is a 4,000 square feet expansion to the University of Findlay's Mazza Museum. 4,000 square feet that will deepen the understanding and expand the imagination of thousands of visitors each year for many years to come. That is indeed worth celebrating. The center will integrate the arts with the sciences to enhance traditional classroom lessons with hands-on STEAM activities. Picture books will provide the background, of course, for this interactive learning environment. It is fitting that this center is placed at the University of Findlay. That certainly would be my opinion, right? But I have some evidence. The University of Findlay is a leader in animal science, health professions, environmental and hard sciences, and an outstanding provider of liberal arts education, giving students the foundation to become well-rounded thinkers and leaders. So of course the center should be at the University of Findlay. Our Mazza Museum, many of you know it well. Our Mazza Museum houses the first and largest collection of original artwork from picture books with more than 17,000 pieces from authors and illustrators from all over the world, right here in Findlay, Ohio. Visitors to the Conda STEAM Center will better understand the thoughtful process that goes into creating picture books by intersecting science, technology, engineering, and math with the arts to create meaningful stories and lessons about life. The university is a key partner, we believe, and I hope our community believes, a key partner in the growth and development of the Findlay-Hancock County community, as witnessed by the number of alumni who hold key leadership positions throughout the community, as well as the contribution of approximately $155 million in economic impact to the city each year. The Conda STEAM Center is another example of UF's collaboration with our community. It will enable thousands of school visits, after-school programs, and special events such as Mazza's Fundy Sunday to be enhanced. We also host each year the Young Artist Workshop, and we have some great talent among our elementary age students. I'm looking forward to seeing their work displayed someday in the beautiful Mazza Museum. Collaborative possibilities will be developed in wonderful ways among university faculty, staff, and students, teachers and students from the Findlay City Schools and surrounding districts, after-school programs and groups like Lego Robotics. Anybody a member of that group? Why not? I don't think we've lived fully. And organizations such as the Scouts, 4-H, and many other civic groups. This is your center. It's the community center. It's the state center. It's the nation center. In addition to our lead donors, Joe and Judith Conda, and the Ohio Facility Construction Committee, at our state of Ohio, there are a number of other individuals and organizations who financially contributed to this project, many of whom are here with us today. Would everyone in the audience who made a financial contribution to this project please stand and be recognized? Please. It takes a village. Thank you. Thank you. And I have from our governor and lieutenant governor a proclamation. And knowing that you are eager to get in and to see the actual beautiful addition, I'm not going to read every whereas statement. So just relax, but I'm going to read a few of them just to give you a flavor. Whereas the Joseph and Judith Conda STEAM Education Center in the Mazza Museum at the University of Findlay was designed as a creative hub to inspire and teach the public and students from the University of Findlay and Findlay City Schools. And whereas the Conda STEAM Education Center blends science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, and medicine in a hands-on learning lab to foster creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking skills. Whereas the new center will integrate the museum's illustration collection with STEAM projects to bring the arts and sciences together. And now, therefore, we, Mike DeWine and John Husted, Governor and Lieutenant Governor of the state of Ohio, do hereby recognize the dedication of the Joseph and Judith Conda STEAM Education Center. Thank you. And now, representing our public schools in Findlay, I welcome to the lectern Assistant Superintendent Krista Miller.
Thank you so much. Wow, what an exciting day, what a beautiful day. And I just want to share deep appreciation for everything that the University of Findlay does for our schools at every level, whether it's our littles at preschool all the way up through high school. That relationship and that synergy is critical and valued. As the assistant superintendent now, and backtracking all the way to when I'm parenting my own now grown children, teaching, leading a building, and now teaming to lead our incredible district. There's two words that I've always led through or parented through, and they're really short, small, seemingly unimportant words, and I think they hold some of the most power, and that is what if. What if ... And when we think of the what if that came from the amazing individual that started the original seed of the Mazza Museum, what if we communicated with illustrators to start a collection? Not even the word museum probably at that point, but collection. And what if we started a museum to what if we elevated to what we have standing behind me in a STEAM center? Really powerful, incredible words, and thank goodness for the courage of the men and women that are courageous enough to say what if and put themselves out there and take those risks. So this is a really big day and a really big deal as a public educator, as the assistant superintendent for our students, because our goal and our mission is to elevate our experience for our staff and our students in every possible way. And it's certainly undeniable that to be able to bring them to what stands behind me is elevating something that was already incredible. So from the bottom of my heart, as a now grandparent who will have grandchildren coming to enjoy this personally, as well as professionally, knowing that we are elevating for our students the experience of coming to the Mazza Museum and combining the arts and combining the science and technology and the math, it's very, very powerful. So it's truly more than a beautiful structure. It's more than simply enjoying an experience. It's elevating an experience, and it's challenging our students to think critically and to question and to say what if. And that's an amazing thing, and something that, as a proud community member, as a proud member of the Oiler Nation, because I've attended University of Findlay, it's truly an honor to be here, and the synergy that happens between the schools and university and our community is treasured and valued, and we hope to continue to elevate and say what if together. So thank you for including us, and thank you to University of Findlay and everybody that made this happen for our staff and our students. The real big task that I get to do now, which is way more important than listening to me, is I get to introduce one of our amazing young Trojans and a leader in her own right. So it is a great honor to get to introduce to you Olivia Romick. Olivia?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Olivia Romick, and I designed the Mazza Art Camp STEAM t-shirt. Here it is. I have been doing the Mazza Art Camp for 3 years now, and I think that it gets better and better every year. I love the fun projects that we did this year, like making clay monsters, jelly printing, and making cactus sculptures out of pool noodles. Making the t-shirt was very fun, and it was a lot of work, but I loved coming up with new ideas for it. I first had the idea to draw an actual STEAM, but then I thought, it's not that type of STEAM. It's science, technology, engineering, art, and math. I am so excited to be more involved with the STEAM program in Mazza throughout the years. Thank you for having me be at the opening. I would like to introduce Mr. Ben Sapp.
Olivia, thank you. She is what this is about. I too would like to thank each and every one of you, all involved in making this Conda STEAM Education Center such a special resource for all that will visit. Founding Director Dr. Jerry Mallett would be proud today, as he started his career as a junior high science teacher. And that is one of the focus groups that we really hope to be here on our campus utilizing this space. The Mazza Museum has recently acquired the life's work of illustrator Jim Arnosky. We are honored to be able to share his work through the many programs and exhibits the Mazza Museum provides. Jim has written and illustrated over 90 nature books for children and was honored for the lifetime contribution to science, making the Conda STEAM Education Center a perfect place for sharing nonfiction books. We thank Jim and Deanna for their presence today with us from South Reigate, Vermont. Jim, Deanna, will you stand and be recognized? The Conda STEAM Education Center and the Mazza Museum will provide and will be a unique resource in the world. From the Leho Gallery, which is dedicated to paper engineering, to the Reinhardt Gallery, which is showcasing a brand new exhibit of illustrations reflecting STEAM that were donated in honor of the Conda STEAM Education Center. This truly is an exciting time for the Mazza Museum here on the campus of the University of Findlay. I, as the director, and our entire staff are just humbled and honored to be a part of this very, very special resource that will be shared with many. And again, I thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Chris Ostrander, Chairman of the University of Findlay's Board of Trustees. Chris?
Thanks, Ben. Really glad the microphone is at a level where Dr. Latta wasn't after me. So, Olivia, I really like that t-shirt, so don't be surprised if it's missing after this is over. I am really fortunate to have the opportunity to chair the board following Mr. A.R. Karn. Just been several years that he's been doing this, and if it wasn't for him, I think he was a big part of this process, so let's give him a round of applause as well. I remember standing right here about a year ago for the groundbreaking, and as most of you know who were here or on the video, this was a virtual event back then, and we were all wearing masks. And I got to tell you, it was one of the best pictures I took in 2020 for me personally, so it was pretty awesome. But even a pandemic could not prevent the progress and the innovative spirit that exemplifies the Joseph and Judith Conda STEAM Education Center. The state of Ohio started things off by approving funds for this project through a grant from the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission. And then our lead donors, Joe and Judith Conda, made a transformational commitment and helped make this project a reality. So, very big round of applause for Joe and Judith. From there, as Dr. Fell indicated, many of the individual donors and organizational donors with a passion for arts and sciences pledge their support. So again, thank you for everybody here in the audience as well. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I really would like to give everybody who participated in this project a very big round of applause, please. As someone with multiple engineering degrees and an entrepreneurial spirit that works with many industries out there with the businesses that I get a chance to run, this project is really near and dear to my heart. I know that the future of professional roles will require an individual base, a knowledge base in STEAM. So we need to ignite the spark with our students and give them a facility to build confidence. The Conda STEAM edition does just that. It is really an excellent addition to being able to enable that for our students. It gives me great pride as the chairman of the board and here to be at this the dedication for the center. And we believe that this is going to be the go-to STEAM resource for not only Findlay, but Hancock County and also all of Northwest Ohio. The Conda STEAM Edition Center represents growth not only for the university, but also for our Findlay City schools, all of the rural schools, and the community at large. Again, a very heartfelt thank you from the Board of Trustees to all of our donors and the supporters that made this thing happen. And I have the really distinct honor of introducing the lead donors in this project, Mr. Joe and Judith Conda.
Hello. First, I'd like to say that Joe, Susan, and I are so very happy to be celebrating the official opening of the STEAM Center today. We want to recognize Dr. Fell, of course, Dr. Latta, Mr. Ben Sapp, Findlay School administrators, friends, colleagues, and guests. We're also delighted that extended family was able to be present today. And I would like to introduce my sister Mary, her husband Tom, and son John from New York. Please stand, wherever you are. We also want to introduce and recognize Joe's brother Mike from Florida, sons Michael from, oh my, now see, what if I forgot what I was going to say? Thank you. Sons Michael from South Carolina and Bob from Cincinnati, who came in today from Muncie, Indiana, where he's pursuing a doctoral degree. Please stand. We want to acknowledge also our daughter Susan for gifting us today with an engraved golden ratio pendant, a symbol that will become very significant today when you have your tour. Again, remember, golden ratio. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. The Mazza Museum, as we know it today, has been part of this university since 1993, after being proposed by Dr. Jerry Mallett, whose son is here today. Would you like to stand, please? Thank you. And soon after, they were given the first 4 pieces of art by Dr. and Mrs. August Mazza, for whom the museum was named. It has been respectfully, that museum has been respectfully and affectionately referred to as the front porch of the University of Findlay ever since. Its 6 galleries and 17,000 original pieces of art have been collected from illustrators of children's books worldwide. Today we are celebrating the rest of the story. Acknowledging the fact that children's picture books are every child's first window to their world, the university and the museum staff made the decision to expand and enhance that window by integrating its books and its art with the hard disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, something you'll hear a lot today. In essence, moving from STEM to STEAM was a matter of adding an A to, obviously, the STEM title. The concept was not new. However, the integration with the museum is truly a unique approach. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get a drink of water. What if? Having been made aware of this idea about 3 years ago, we were immediately intrigued. After considering the potential and all the possibilities, we decided to commit and to invest in the project. And then the journey began. The basic concepts were shared. We saw renderings on paper. Then ground was broken last May. We and many others watched the center get built on live camera. And we tried to be patient, waiting to get inside. 2 weeks ago, the staff gave us a sneak preview of the space. To say that it exceeded our expectations is an understatement. We walked away with our heads spinning about the endless possibilities and potential and ever-changing learning environment that this space offers. The day has finally come to unveil this imaginative space that bears our name. We could not be more proud. Joe would like to say a few words.
Good morning. My remarks will be brief. Thank you, Judith, for the introduction. As most of you may know, my career path was not education. However, I became interested in many educational projects and have supported them over the years because of Judith's passion for education. If you recall, Judith mentioned that picture books are a child's first window into the world. However, I view it, the STEAM Center, as an opportunity to actually walk through that window and enter into the real world by blending the academics into a hands-on learning lab and as Dr. Fell says, that fosters creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking skills. Simply put, our investment and yours will inspire learners of all ages to become innovators and problem solvers. So Dr. Fell, to you and the university team, thank you for all your good work in bringing the STEAM Center to fruition. Thank you.
Thank you to all of our speakers today. We really appreciate your thoughts. A few important logistic details following the ribbon cutting. There will be brief tours lasting about 20 minutes each of the STEAM Center. Of course, we can't fit all of you in there, and in order to make sure that each of you can hear and be safe, we have broken you into 4 different groups. And so when you checked in on your name tag, you should have a dot with a color. And that's the group you'll be in. So the colors and the order, the first tour group will be the orange, then the green, then red, then yellow. So I don't expect everyone to remember that, right? But I thought when I heard those colors, I thought, oh, we'll make a little word out of them. So it's ogre, O-G-R-Y. So think kind of like an ogre who's hungry or something. So ogre. And while waiting your tour group, feel free to visit the Mazza Museum, which is open, the Lay Gallery, which has an exhibit, and that's just inside the door, and of course our wonderful gift shop. And I know we have several volunteers eagerly ready to help you there. So, and then announcements will be made in the building when it's time to change tour groups. So we look forward to hearing what you think about everything. And I would just also encourage you, as you enter, be sure you take a look to the immediate right of the donor area, and our very own Dan Chudzinski has created a very cool Nautilus, and whichever staff member is giving you a tour will explain the significance of that. The other thing is, just briefly, as with everything during COVID, we've had a few supplies that got caught in the supply chain headaches. So we are about 98% done, awaiting a few other things to take the slow boat from China and get here. So what I think is that it'll be wonderful in a few months for you to come back and see all of that. So at this time, our ribbon cutters, would you all please greet down there? So in addition to the platform party, also our Mazza staff and team members, so Karen George, Heather Sensel, Dan Chudzinski, please join us. Jessica DeLong from Ohio Facilities Commission, please come. Irv from RCM, please come. Angie Briggs, Chair of the Advancement Committee of the Board of Trustees. And Susan Conda, you're with us. And President Fell, Chairman Ostrander, and the Condas. If you can do us the honor, and before, just so you know what you're looking at, those really cool scissors are made of repurposed material. So Dan Chudzinski and Heather Sensel, and I think we had a couple folks from the school who also worked on that. So that in itself is STEAM in the making, okay? So do us the honor.